There is a quiet tiredness that many carry without speaking about it. Not the tiredness of the body alone, but the deeper kind that settles in the chest and stays there. A sense that life keeps demanding strength, clarity, confidence. Yet inside there is pressure, noise, and confusion. Days move forward, responsibilities are handled, faces are shown to the world. But somewhere inside, there is a feeling of being stretched thin. Strength is desired. Not the loud kind, not the kind that proves something to others, but the steady kind that allows breathing freely again. This is where the path begins, not with excitement, not with hype, but with honesty about the weight being carried. Many feel this weight because life today moves fast and pulls attention in too many directions. Thoughts jump from one worry to another. Emotions rise quickly and stay longer than they should. The body tightens without notice. Sleep becomes shallow. Patience becomes short. None of this means weakness. It means the inner world has been left without order. When the mind runs without guidance, emotions follow without balance, and the body pays the price. Strength does not come from fighting this state. Strength comes from understanding it calmly and deciding to stand steady inside it. The Stoic way does not rush to fix everything at once. It begins by slowing the inner pace, by seeing clearly what is happening within, by noticing how thoughts shape emotions and how emotions shape posture, breath, and energy. When thoughts are scattered, the chest feels heavy. When thoughts are sharp and disciplined, the body feels grounded. This connection is not theory. It is lived daily, often without awareness. The Stoic man brings awareness back, gently but firmly, like placing both feet on solid ground after drifting. There is no blame here. Life has taught many to chase approval, comfort, and constant stimulation. Over time, this weakens inner authority. Decisions become reactive. Moods depend on external events. Peace becomes conditional. This is not a failure of character. It is simply conditioning. Conditioning can be unlearned. Strength can be rebuilt from the inside out. True strength does not announce itself. It does not seek attention. It shows up as calm during pressure, clarity during chaos, and restraint when emotion demands reaction. It is the ability to pause before responding, the ability to stay rooted when situations try to shake the core. This kind of strength feels warm, not harsh. It does not harden the heart. It steadies it. At the center of this steadiness is a simple truth. Not everything deserves emotional energy. Many suffer because energy is given freely to things that cannot be controlled. Words spoken by others, situations already past, outcomes not yet arrived. The Stoic man learns to draw a clear line. On one side are actions, choices, and attitudes that can be guided. On the other side are events, opinions, and outcomes that must be accepted. This line is not cold. It is protective. It guards inner peace so it can be used wisely. When this boundary is missing, the inner world becomes crowded. Thoughts argue with reality. Emotions fight what already exists. The body remains tense, as if always preparing for a threat that never fully arrives. Over time, this drains vitality. The Stoic path restores vitality by ending unnecessary inner conflict. Energy stops leaking into resistance and returns to purpose. Ruthlessness in this philosophy does not mean cruelty. It means honesty without softness that excuses weakness. It means being firm with habits that damage clarity. It means choosing discipline over comfort when comfort leads to stagnation. It means removing emotional drama from decisions that require logic and patience. This kind of ruthlessness is quiet and clean. It does not harm. It protects growth. Self-mastery is the heart of this approach. Not domination of others, not control of circumstances, mastery of response, mastery of attention, mastery of daily conduct. When attention is trained, thoughts slow down. When thoughts slow down, emotions stabilize. When emotions stabilize, the body relaxes. Health improves. Presence deepens. Life becomes less noisy, even when challenges remain. There is a powerful shift that happens when responsibility is taken for the inner state. Not responsibility in a heavy sense, but in a freeing one. No longer waiting for life to change before feeling strong. No longer postponing peace until conditions improve. Strength begins now in the way the next thought is handled, in the way the next emotion is held, in the way the body is allowed to soften instead of tighten. This philosophy understands that pain will still exist, loss will still appear, effort will still be required. The difference is in how these experiences are carried. With resistance, they crush. With acceptance and discipline, they shape. Fire hardens steel when it is endured, not avoided. The Stoic man does not seek pain, but does not run from it either. There is trust that endurance builds depth. Emotional strength is often misunderstood as suppression. This is not suppression. Emotions are allowed to rise. They are simply not allowed to rule. Anger is noticed without being fed. Fear is acknowledged without surrendering direction. Sadness is felt without becoming identity. This creates inner space. In that space, wisdom speaks. Thoughts deserve careful treatment. Not every thought is true. Not every thought deserves belief. Some thoughts are echoes of fear, habit, or old wounds. When believed blindly, they shape emotions and behavior. When observed calmly, they lose power. This observation is a daily practice, quiet, patient, and steady. Over time, this way of living changes posture. The body stands differently. Breathing deepens. The face softens. The eyes become steady. Others may feel this presence without understanding it. It is not dominance. It is groundedness. It signals safety and strength at the same time. This foundation is not built in a single moment. It is built through repeated inner choices. Choosing calm over reaction. Choosing clarity over confusion. Choosing discipline over impulse. These choices feel small, but their effect compounds. Slowly, the strongest version begins to take shape. Not perfect, not unshaken, but centered. The path forward does not demand perfection. It asks for sincerity. Sincerity with habits. Sincerity with thoughts. Sincerity with emotional patterns. Each day becomes a training ground. Each challenge becomes a lesson. Each pause before reaction becomes a victory unseen by the world but deeply felt within. This is how strength begins, quietly, honestly, firmly, from the inside. Once the inner ground becomes steady, a deeper understanding starts to rise. Freedom does not come from endless choices. Freedom comes from clear rules lived daily. Without rules, the mind drifts. With rules, the mind rests. This is not about restriction. It is about direction. When life feels heavy, it is often because there is no inner structure holding it together. Structure does not remove feeling. It gives feeling a place to stand. Rules in this sense are agreements made with the self. Quiet promises that do not need witnesses. These rules are not created to impress or punish. They exist to protect energy, time, and emotional balance. When rules are absent, decisions are made by mood. When rules are present, decisions are made by values. Mood changes daily. Values remain steady. Strength grows from this steadiness. The strongest version is not built by dramatic changes. It is built by removing what weakens focus and reinforcing what builds discipline. Each rule acts like a boundary around the inner world. Inside that boundary, clarity grows. Outside it, noise stays where it belongs. This is how peace becomes practical, not just a concept spoken about. There is an unspoken contract here. Responsibility is accepted fully. Not responsibility for outcomes, but responsibility for effort, response, and conduct. This acceptance is powerful. It ends excuses gently but firmly. It removes the habit of blaming circumstances for inner chaos. When responsibility is taken, dignity returns. With dignity comes confidence that does not depend on praise. The mind often resists rules at first. It calls them harsh. It calls them limiting. But this resistance usually comes from habits that fear discipline. Once discipline becomes familiar, the mind relaxes. Energy stops leaking into endless decision-making. Life feels lighter, not heavier. Simplicity replaces confusion. The first ruthless demand is inner discipline. Not the loud kind that forces itself aggressively, but the quiet kind that watches closely. Inner discipline begins with awareness. Awareness of thoughts as they arise. Awareness of emotional shifts before they overflow. Awareness of the body when tension begins to build. This awareness creates space. In that space, choice appears. Reaction is easy. Discipline requires pause. That pause is where strength lives. When something triggers emotion, the body reacts instantly. Heart rate changes. Muscles tighten, breath shortens. Discipline steps in here not to block the feeling but to slow the response. One slow breath, one grounded moment. This interrupts automatic patterns. Silence plays a key role. Not silence from others, but inner silence. The habit of not answering every thought, not arguing with every feeling, not explaining everything mentally. This silence is powerful. It clears the fog. From silence, better actions rise naturally. Daily self-command is built through small acts, rising when planned, even when comfort pulls otherwise. Ending a habit that drains energy, even when it feels familiar. Keeping words measured when emotion pushes for excess. These acts train the inner world to listen. Over time, obedience shifts inward. The mind begins to follow instead of lead impulsively. The second ruthless demand is detachment and control. Detachment is often misunderstood. It is not indifference. It is clarity about what truly matters. Emotional attachment to outcomes creates suffering. Attachment to approval weakens confidence. Detachment restores balance. It allows caring without clinging. Approval from others feels good, but dependence on it creates instability. When praise becomes fuel, criticism becomes poison. Detachment removes this swing. Worth becomes internal. Actions are guided by integrity, not reaction. This steadiness protects emotional health deeply. Discomfort is another teacher often avoided, yet growth hides inside discomfort. The body learns resilience by staying present during difficulty. The mind learns confidence by surviving moments it once feared. Avoidance keeps fear alive. Gentle endurance dissolves it. Releasing emotional dependence does not mean isolation. It means standing whole while connected. Relationships become cleaner. Expectations soften. Presence deepens. Love becomes less demanding and more grounded. This balance nourishes both heart and mind. Restraint is strength refined. Saying less, reacting slower, choosing timing carefully. This restraint creates respect internally first. When the inner world respects itself, the outer world often follows naturally. Even when it does not, peace remains untouched. Through discipline and detachment, something subtle happens. The inner posture straightens. Confidence stops needing proof. Calm becomes familiar. This is not forced calm. It is earned calm, built through repetition, honesty, and patience. The strongest version does not rush. It walks steadily. It chooses depth over noise. It accepts that growth feels uncomfortable before it feels natural. This understanding removes fear from the process. Each day becomes practice. Each moment becomes training. Strength continues to form quietly exactly where it should. Action is where inner strength becomes visible, not to the world, but to the self. Without action, discipline remains an idea. Without endurance, clarity stays fragile. Action does not need to be dramatic. It needs to be consistent. Small movements done daily shape the strongest foundation. Motivation comes and goes, but action builds when motivation is absent. This is why action is trusted more than feeling. Consistency is chosen over intensity. One calm step every day outlasts sudden effort followed by exhaustion. The body responds to rhythm, waking at a similar time, moving the body with intention, eating with awareness, resting without guilt. These are not strict demands, they are signals of self-respect. When the body feels respected, the mind becomes clearer. When the mind becomes clearer, emotions settle naturally. Posture matters more than most realize. A straight spine changes breathing. Breathing changes emotion. Emotion changes thought. This loop works both ways. When posture collapses, the inner state follows. When posture is grounded, strength flows upward. Standing tall is not pride. It is alignment. Walking steadily is not stiffness. It is presence. Endurance grows when discomfort is met without complaint. Not forced silence, but acceptance. Complaining multiplies pain. Acceptance reduces it. The body learns that difficulty is survivable. The mind learns patience. Over time, fear loses its grip because it is no longer fed. Reflection deepens this practice. Quiet moments create insight. Writing thoughts down brings order to inner noise. Journaling does not need perfect words. It needs honesty. Writing what drained energy today. Writing what brought calm. Writing what reactions felt unnecessary. This clarity sharpens awareness. Breath work offers immediate grounding. Slow breathing through the nose, longer exhales than inhales. This tells the nervous system that safety exists now. Tension releases. Thought slows. The body listens faster than the mind. Treat it with care. Gratitude, when practiced gently, shifts focus without denial. Not forced positivity, but recognition of what supports life. Clean air, a functioning body. A quiet moment. Gratitude anchors awareness in what is stable. Stability brings peace. There are misunderstandings that often block progress. One is believing strength means emotional numbness. This leads to suppression, not mastery. Suppression stores tension in the body. Mastery releases it through awareness and control. Another misunderstanding is thinking ruthlessness means aggression. Aggression leaks energy. Calm firmness preserves it. Some believe Stoic living removes warmth. In truth, it removes excess drama, not feeling. Compassion grows when reactions are controlled. Listening improves when the inner world is quiet. Presence deepens when ego softens. Another mistake is waiting for perfect conditions to begin. Strength is built inside imperfect days. Discipline practiced only when life is easy is not discipline. It is convenience. Growth requires practice during resistance. The takeaway is simple and demanding at the same time. Strength is a daily decision. Not once, not occasionally. Daily. The decision to pause. The decision to choose response over reaction. The decision to act with clarity even when emotion pulls elsewhere. Small actions matter more than big promises. One breath taken slowly. One habit ended. One boundary kept. These moments build trust with the self. Trust becomes confidence. Confidence becomes calm power. The strongest version is not someone else, it is the self-refined. It is already present, waiting for discipline to remove what weakens it. Nothing new needs to be added. Much needs to be released. This path does not demand perfection. It rewards sincerity. Each day is another chance to stand steady. Each challenge is another training ground. Strength grows quietly, faithfully, patiently. Walk forward without hurry. Stand firm without hardness. Let calm guide action. Let discipline protect peace. The strongest version is not coming someday. It is built now, moment by moment, breath by breath.